Hello guys, welcome to the second episode of my vlog. I'm really excited today to show you Cloud Run. Cloud Run is actually a service running in GCP that allows you to provision cloud-native applications without having to provision Kubernetes clusters. It will scale your application automatically and also would allow you to watch all the changes in your Git repository, create a container using Cloud Build, and push it into production if you want. This helps you to do GitOps operation. I'm really excited to have you here today, and let's have a look at Cloud Run.
Okay, so let's have a look at the diagram. Here we can see GitHub, where we store our code for the Python application. The Python application is containerized using Docker. We use CloudBeat for that purpose. And we're going to deploy our application into Cloud Run. And this is going to be done by Cloud Build that will be watching the changes in the GitHub repository. Whenever there is a change, this change will be detected and new version of the application will be deployed. Okay, let's go to the console and let's create a new service here. Okay, we choose the region where we're going to deploy our service. We're going to go for Belgium in Europe because it's close to us. Let's give a service name and click Next. Now we have to choose whether we're gonna give the URL to the image itself or we're gonna use continuous deployment. Let's use continuous deployment. Let's mark this and let's set up with Cloud Build. So as we see here, we're gonna use GitHub. We can choose our repository. I have already configured the integration with GitHub. If you haven't done it, you can follow the link here. It's pretty easy. I have done it before, so I can actually choose the repository where my application is stored. So let's choose this repository and let's click Next. Okay. Let's change the branch because GitHub is using the main branch rather than master. Let's choose Docker file as our build type. And let's click Save. And now we can click Next. And we actually want no authorization because the application is supposed to be available to everyone. Now let's wait a little bit to get the application provision. We see that there is already placeholder provision for us just before the application is created. So we could actually have a look at it. You see, this is the placeholder. 100% of the traffic is going to the placeholder. We can use this URL and let's see what has been actually provisioned. Okay, cool. So we see, the application is not there yet, but definitely we have a placeholder to look at. Okay, in the meantime, we can look in Cloud Build. We can see if there has been a trigger created. Let's quickly refresh. And yes, we can see there is already a trigger that's gonna start. Well, we have here we have the definition. We have all the variables that will be used. So we see the pipeline is there. And now we can actually see we have our application provision as well, with 100% of traffic going into that application. Oh, and great. We can see that the hello Python message is there. Application is already running. Now, let's have a look at how we can change the application and if actually Cloud Build will detect that change and push the new version. Okay, so this is the application. It's very simple. We go to main Python file, and we can see that there is actually a message. Let's say hello to everyone on YouTube. So let's edit this. You shouldn't be doing that in production, obviously. We're changing the main branch directly. Usually you would go through the whole process of pushing into the feature branch, then development, and finally into the main, to the production. So we will now commit that change to that main branch. Let's do the commit. The change, as we see, has been committed. And let's see the history of our triggers. And yes, the build is running. So the change was detected 11 seconds ago. So now we can see what's happening in the build. So the container is being built, and then the container is being pushed into Cloud Run. We can see the commands that the trigger is using. So now we need to wait a couple of seconds until the build finishes. So maybe a very short coffee here.
A few moments later.
Okay, and there we go. We can see that the build has finished. So the new version of the application should have been deployed into Cloud Run. We can check that. Let's refresh. We see there is a new version. 100% of the traffic is now directed toward that new version of the application. Awesome. So let's check that. Okay, we hit refresh. And great, we see the new version automatically deployed.
Okay guys, so in a couple of minutes we got our applications working in Cloud Run. So we have a pipeline without writing any definitions, and all the changes we make to the source repository are reflected into production. Pretty cool, huh? If you like today's episode, follow me and subscribe on YouTube for more content on GCP. See you in the next episode. Bye!